Reflections. They might look complicated to paint, but they're often much simpler than they seem. In this tutorial, I'll show you an easy step-by-step approach to creating reflections in watercolor. I hope you enjoy. To get started, we'll use the basic watercolor material shown here. First things first, I'm going to draw in the horizon line. I don't want to put it right in the middle of the page because that tends to cut the painting in half, so I just put it a little bit further up the page. Next, I'm going to get my colors ready to go by making them nice and wet. The colors I'll be using are Payne's Gray, Yellow Ochre, Ultramarine Blue, and Violet. Since this reflection will be painted using the wet and wet technique, I am using a 1-inch flat brush to wet the paper. So I'm just taking the water and gently spreading it from side to side on the page. You might be thinking the water is a little dirty, but that doesn't much matter because the scene itself is going to be kind of a gray, hazy atmosphere. While the paper is wet, I'm going to take a little color and paint in the sky, which is really not going to have much color at all. The paint is going to dry much lighter than when you first put it down. If you'll notice, I'm using a little yellow ochre just to brighten things up a bit. I don't want to make it too dismal and too gray. Even in the dismal gray scene, it still helps to have some warm colors like yellow ochre. Now just taking water again and wetting the rest of the paper. I'm trying not to spend too much time in any one spot, just moving side to side quickly so that I don't end up bringing in too much water. Bringing in a little ultramarine blue and violet now for the color in the water. Again, this is going to dry much lighter than what it at first appears. To avoid blossoms, I'm again moving side to side quickly and trying not to spend too much time in any one spot. So to create a sense of depth in the water, usually the darker areas will be toward the foreground and the lighter areas will be out near the horizon. Okay, now time to paint the reflection. So I'm going to start off on the top here with a little yellow ochre and Payne's Gray. And these are going to be trees sort of silhouetted on the horizon, way off in the back. And I'm really not interested in adding any kind of detail because for a gray, misty, foggy scene like this, I'm just going to let the water do the magic for me. It's also good to have a little variation in color. So here I'm using a little more yellow ochre than Payne's Gray in that particular section. And I'm just touching into the paint and letting the water spread the paint around on its own. Right near the bottom of the trees on the horizon, it's always a little bit darker underneath than it is at the top. Now I've started painting the reflection with my mop brush, and I'm trying to mimic what's up above down below. So for example, if a tree is leaning to the right, I also try to make the reflection lean to the right, just so that I can get what's up above as close as possible to what's down below to make the reflection look realistic. One thing that's critical here is to ensure that the paper is still somewhat wet so that we can get that bleed down below just like we did at the top. And you may have noticed that I left a little line separating the trees from their reflection. And I feel like that doing that helps the viewer understand that it is indeed a reflection. And a little taller tree here just to have some variation. And again, adding the darks underneath. This will help the reflection look a bit less flat. So there we go. I would leave this as option 1 for a quick, simple reflection. Now for option 2, we can take this a step further and create a more blended, misty effect. Here I'm using a wet brush to blend the reflection into the water even more. To avoid bringing too much water, I usually pick up some water from my little cup here and then I dab the brush on a paper towel. Now blending the top and the bottom a bit more with some water. This step will require a little bit more control as it's really easy to get carried away and create unwanted blossoms. If the painting does start to go in a direction that you don't desire, grab a paper towel and try to blot out as many of the mistakes as possible. Now that this step is done, I'll show you how to add minor details off on the horizon line to make the painting a little bit more interesting. Now I'll be adding some objects off in the distance by lifting the paint off of the paper. So the way to do that is to wet the brush and then blot it on a paper towel. And this creates a sort of watercolor eraser. And what I'm trying to depict here is maybe some boats that are covered off in the distance there. They usually cover them in winter with this white plastic material. So we'll try to represent that here. And again, this too would have a reflection. So whatever is up above has to be represented down below. And maybe a little house back here off in the distance. Doesn't have to be anything specific, you know. A lot of times the viewer's imagination kind of takes over and they can kind of imagine whatever it is that they might be seeing back there. All right, one last object back there, and I think we better stop. And that's it. With a few simple techniques, we've created a reflection painting in watercolor. Let me know how yours turns out. If you're enjoying these tutorials and would like to help me keep making them, please consider supporting my Patreon. You'll get early access to new tutorials and behind-the-scenes studio updates. The link is right down in the description below. Thank you for watching.